Hello, 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 and welcome. I'm so glad you're back. Oh, we have another kit, another week. I'm so stoked. I've done it again. I'd say oops, but no, never an oops. So stoked when we can continue to provide digitals for you guys. So today, as we are past spring break, past Easter, unless you have a late spring break for your place, yeah, we've been through it all. We've had a week off. We've had some time. And we are back at it again. And so with that, I got the ability to finish a cute little kit for you guys as we are enjoying the really weird weather of spring, because that's been all over the place. I thought I'd start touching up on a little bit of summer. A nice little retro vintage grouping of the seaside, the beach, the shells, the lighthouses, the lovely vintage and retro swimsuits. Just a really fun, just sort of, I don't know, summery kit without being super bright and obnoxious. And so that's what we're showing you today. So welcome to everyone. This is Jolene with A Jewel Design, and we are on our usual weekly digital reveal. I really appreciate you guys coming and commenting, liking, loving, subscribing as we go through a month of just digitals. Very few, or very little journal with me this month. I really just wanted to focus on digitals to see how much I could get done. That doesn't mean there won't be. I may end the month with a nice little, some journal with me projects. We may go back in and work on one of the scalloped stuffed pockets for Mother's Day. We may do that at the end of this week. I want to go back and work on that sort of zigzag back and forth accordion book that I talked about when I showed off the ATC journal card kit last week. So we may go back and play with, maybe decorate and play with that some. So keep your eyes open if you want a little journal with me. I may finish this month off and get into next month with some journaling moments, crafting chat moments. But today we are going to quickly just show off the newest journal kit. Now this is my retro and vintage Seaside Beach journal kit. There are about 9 decorative pages, 11 pages of ephemera, and there is even a side kit of vacation words. So all of this is up and running, of course, in my shop. All the direct links to each journal that I'm showing you, or each kit I'm showing you, will be down below. Either click on the upside down triangle, or click on the word show more when you see the description under the video. And right below will be exact links to everything I'm showing you today. And then, of course, the shop in general, if you just want to take a look and a gander at everything that I have to offer. If you are new, if you're a newer subscriber, you're just getting used to me, maybe you haven't had a chance to binge watch a lot of the videos, then you can just click on that Etsy shop and see all 116 listings that I have. And that rotates, of course, during the holidays, where I'll add more in. So thank you again for watching. Hopefully you will comment and let me know what you think you might do with this lovely kit that is now up and running. So we'll sort of do it in sections. But here are the pages. I did about 6 decorative pages, as I normally do, 2 backgrounds, and then a journal page, like something you can actually write on. So now in this case, I did print these pages fit to print, and then I've already trimmed off the white because I really, really wanted to show off just its beauty and not really have like anything in the way. So I'm going to have to step off to the side just a little bit so that we can focus on just the pages. And I'm going to double check to make sure I am in a good spot. And you can tell, and hopefully you guys can tell, I've got some new lighting. It was a birthday present. My husband went and got me these little tripod stands with lights. And because the one overhead in my work box can be really white, and can sort of like white this out completely. Now I know it's going to be a little bit more shadow because they're coming out of side instead of straight down. But I don't know, I'm sort of liking the coloring right now. So I'm hoping this is going to be a new fun thing and it's really going to help. So, okay, so we'll stick about here. All right, so here's page 1. I love it. I was playing with the shells, playing with backgrounds, vintage images, different things, and I just sort of liked how the lighthouses are either blending into the background or sort of sitting up on the cliff of shells. I feel like this was like a cliff of cliffside that you would see off the beach, but it's made out of shells, right? And this is one of my main images throughout the kit that I love. All the colors, just the oranges and the blues and the taupes and grays and what it lent to. So it's a very blue and orange kit. A little bit of peaches. I try to remove the red or bright oddball oranges as we went through. So Yeah, that kind of thing. So, oh goodness, but isn't that gorgeous? I just love it. I think when we fold it in half, it's just gonna be a fun, busy front page. And then I backed it with the first of the, or the one and only journal page. So when you fold it in half, you have these nice little fun sideways, slightly tilted, I should say, not sideways, slightly tilted journal spaces. So once it's folded, now my backings I did print actual size, so you know, they trim it off just a little bit on one side, which is interesting. I'm not sure how that worked. But when you do it, you know, when you fold it in half, you have these sort of built-in journaling spaces I like to do every so often, where you have that page to write on, but you don't lose the joy of the background. You don't have to work, oh, was I going to be light enough or dark enough? And I want to make sure it prints. So these give you great pages to write on. So about every other page, I put a journal page on for me. Personally, that's what I wanted to do. Okay. And then here is decorative number 2. This is where I got to get vintage beach artwork in the background and blend it and mesh it in with retro and vintage girls, ladies, in the swimsuits, getting elements of little critters and seagulls and just enhancing the color where I wanted it, having the fun with the black and white or the duotone on the sort of, you know, artistic backgrounds. So this is why it's retro and vintage, because I know the graphics, the backgrounds are definitely vintage, but the girls are a little bit more on the retro side, and those were the suits and the girls that I really wanted to picture, and I think she's absolutely adorable and so much fun. Oh my gosh, she's sitting there playing with some sea stars, and she's just a doll. She is just so cute. So I had to have her. Now this one I backed it with one of my first of the 2 background pages, and having that feel of sky to sand. Picture. It's actually sort of reverse of some of the backgrounds some of the pieces I used in the backgrounds, where it's more ocean on the bottom and sort of, you know, a washed out top. So I liked it when I flipped it around. It felt like this was the sand on the bottom as you're looking towards the sky. So it's a great background. Now this one can be written on. There's plenty of space to sort of where it's light to write on, and great to add your pockets to add your belly bands to do all that. So that's going to be another fun background. So here's number 3, where we have a fun little seagull. He's sitting on a stone debating if there's any food on the other side of that lovely umbrella and chair. Again, meshing, just blending in pieces and sort of adding elements and layers to it. I loved when I saw this chair and an umbrella again in the vintage to retro elements of, you know, an older set, what you would see on a resort or Cape Cod, or when you had the nicer areas where what would you sit out at? What would you reserve for the day? So yeah, again, I just put that journal page on the back, so I had plenty. Now this one, I did make sure everything I printed was at best quality. I wanted to grab every bit of color where I could, and this one really pops for the blue. I did not realize how much blue was in this one until I printed it, and I was like, oh wow, especially with using sort of tried to find a vacation stamp, and this one says Netherlands, and I thought it was just fun to keep the blue, you know, popping out the blue. And so I just had fun with photos and graphics of, you know, a couple sisters out at the beach. It looks like some, you know, girlfriends are posing on the beach for new swimsuits. Of course, our cute little seagull, who's going to be, you know, a nice piece. And then blended in my lighthouse into this background. This lighthouse wasn't on there, so I thought that was sort of fun that it just sort of panned out just nice, or just right to make, you know, you have this on this side and you have a little collage on that side. And again, I just went ahead with the basic background. Then I sort of collaged these 2, where I got my lighthouses, the stamps, some images, just sort of our seagulls, just sort of clustered them so that when you folded them, you could add either, you know, a tuck down inside or outside. You could just put some words. Again, it was just a decorative page to work with. And just, I did keep in some ways a little light. They're definitely more landscape photo type feel to the pictures. They're not just clustered all over the board, but I do have one of those too. So I did have fun with one of those too. But again, just keeping it sort of light, keeping it to the browns, the reddish oranges, and the blue and the creams, just to keep a consistency. Again, on the journal page, I really wanted on this one to have that vacation feel where you could journal. If I wanted to say, okay, we got to go to the beach, we got to go have some real, you know, fun this summer. I wanted to be able to journal it. Now, here is the one collage page. I decided to take all the images because not all of these pictures worked the way I was expecting them to. I wanted to do a lot of cropping out. and they didn't quite blend with the background pictures that I had found. And so I decided then I still wanted to use them. So I wanted to cluster them all on a page for something fun. I have no idea I'm going to use this page yet. I did not back it yet. But I thought, wouldn't it be fun whether I did rip it and make it a tuck on another page, whether, this would actually be a lot of fun. If I really wanted to, I could rip it down the side, put it on here, make it a tuck, make more journal cards out of this, pockets. I could just we can make our own pockets, all kinds of things. If I didn't have enough already in my kit, this is going to be a great page that's already clustered, that's already collaged, so you don't have to do that, and you could easily layer on wherever. You can even just, pick a spot and make belly band strips out of it. So I didn't want to shrink them too much and try to get them into all those elements. And then this is your second background page. This is a combination of that, the blue stripes, that striped image from the retro and concept. You had the seashells, but then you had almost looks like you had sand just sort of swiped across the top of all of it. And just that fun layered texture for a background. So you can back it on. I didn't do anything with it yet. Again, I don't know what's going on with it, but I decided, I'll leave it here. Again, I can add it to the backgrounds of things. I can make a tucks. I can make pockets. I may decide to try to run it back through and put one of my other images on it if I wanted another page or a duplicate. But I think it's just a great page. Maybe we're going to fold it. Maybe I'll fold this a certain way and we'll add it in. I could fold it down like Gail does and make that double side pocket. That would actually really be sort of fun. Have this. You lose a lot of this and it would sort of be a bummer. But maybe you could even faux it and we can make corners that would, you could do this, right? Where you could have that a fun triangle pocket with this in the background and then tuck stuff in it. So you definitely need these 2 pages to help add layers and elements and tuck things behind for your pages in your journal. So get your coffee dyed papers, tea dyed papers, find the vintage stripes and dots, polka dots that we show in here, and really add some fun layers to it. So there's your 9 pages. Now, because I'm putting out more and more kits, the kits are definitely a little smaller. I'm not doing those huge 30-page kits right now because I would like a little bit more quantity of kits, but still within the quality that we want. So we want the good quality, but not, maybe not so much of the quantity, because I want more of the kits and more kits, but less overwhelming of each kit. So there you go. I guess that makes sense. I think that makes sense, right? But you do have 11 pages, sort of my standard 11 pages of fussy cuts, ephemera. I'm trying to get you guys more and more of the, the fussy cuts and fun, fun ephemera pieces. So I'm making sure I'm staying right in here and I don't overdo it. It's fun when you go from horizontal to vertical. You don't want to cut anything off. So we're starting off with our coin purse, coin envelope. A great thing right in the front, a nice little fun piece. Everything gets tucked behind it, and you can decide where to tuck that in. You have your flags, your very thick bordered labels, and then your tabs, right? So you fold this one just right. That's sort of your front little rock there. But we have the shells, and we have the collage, really small, but wouldn't be a fun little tab. This one's a little darker, but if you had some white Tim Holtz words, they'd really pop off that tab, flag. Oh my gosh, right? We really should think of more words that don't rhyme so close together. But fun flags to make hide-to-hold paper clips and moments on other elements. So hopefully these will give you guys a fun thing to work with. Then we go into the corner stackable pockets. We go into your pocketed, I don't know what it is. I don't keep calling coin purses, but we had a bunch of coin envelopes at one point. So I don't know if one's more ephemera and one's more coin, but a different type of coin envelope with a tab to make it thicker. So when you put it in, bottom part is always give you guys a backing. So it's oh man, you probably could cut this. I almost want to be okay, we'll cut a vertical line, so you still have a tab here, so it's nice and thick, and then use the other bit of the card maybe to tuck in or something. I always hate to fold this over and then glue this part, or glue it down. So we're getting into we're making these cute coin pockets where you have, you know, a pretty background that you don't get to see if you glue it down. So we're getting more and more where our little envelopes and tucks and are getting tucked into something. So we'll have to find a cute way to use that. But it's adorable. It can be pulled apart. Like I said, you could just cut it, make that a card, and, you know, have multiple ways to use it. We have our large four flap envelope that fits my larger journal cards, as usual. I use that fun background, and then I used the cluster of seashells on the front to give you a nice front to your envelope. And of course, these tabs are great, depending how you use them, whether they're parts of the envelope or they're tabs to flip things out of, right? You have 4 of the new tickets that I do with this usually, because it's a great way to use up the space. We have our, technically it's a trifold large tags, but in this case they're very much individual, and there's just enough space where you could just cut out 3 large tags and tuck them into places. You got a little washi tape type belly band in the pretty blue, and then this one I will turn sideways just a little bit. It seems a little weird if I don't know why, but we have, and that is upside down. Oh my gosh, I just realized that, because when I see it on my paper, I design it this way. I just realized, well, some of my pages are upside down. I designed it this way, and I just realized that that's upside down for you guys. So I will fix that. You guys don't have to worry about it. But I'm like, that's upside down. That would be a really fun. That would be a really silly trifold. So it is a trifold small scalloped tag for you guys, and then 3 individual ones to, you know, again, have fun with, like you do with the flags. You do have 4 medium tags, but these 2 are sort of similar in color, and so are these. So you could cut these out as one to stress and ink down the middle, and you have a double tag card. So, you know, or you can cut them all up and tuck them in everywhere. It just depends what you need to do. So yeah, don't worry, that will be fixed. But the goal is, yeah, it's a cute, what do you want to call it? It is, I'm sorry, what's my cat doing? Weird. You can hear the cat, but I can't find the cat. Yeah, it's a fun, you know, collage of photos, and it's in a tag upside down. So anyway, it will be fine for you, I promise. So that's sort of the joy of sometimes of doing these for you guys before I ever post anything, before I ever put anything live. I work all the bugs out. All right, so then we do have our 4 large journal cards that I normally do. In this case, they all are horizontal, which is fine because I don't think there's a problem putting them, you know, in your pocket side vertical, and they pull them out and they get to see this pretty photo. You can't always control how your photos are posted, so you know you're not going to mess with that. You're going to want to use them. But these are some of the my favorite pages that I get to shrink into a pretty card for you guys. Now, I've not backed any of these. I have to decide when I'm ready. I'll probably have to put some cream inked pages on the back of each one of them. Now, with the smaller cards, though, I did give you horizontal and vertical. You have 2 horizontal pictures. You have the 2 vertical where I get to zoom in. And then these 2 are really just background. So you can decide which way you can make them horizontal or vertical to your liking. And then a really nice large belly band or medium belly band of the seashells for another tuck, a layer onto another piece to really, you know, to have some fun with. We do go into the mini file folder piece I like to do, which makes a cute little mini journal out of. We have 2 separate corner pockets to do as you see fit, 2 coins, and then I did 3 of the small little 1-inch dangle embellishments to have some more ephemera, which this is pretty much the start of that ephemera. So you have some of my favorite shells that we use throughout the kit. I have them here as fussy cuts, nice and large, but they're a great way to layer pieces in. And we have some stamps. We have just a simple border, a little mini journal card to tuck in, 2 more pockets with plenty of room to decor and have fun with. These were just some of the background images as they are. And then I gave you guys a copy of a lot of the fun pictures that I had found that are both retro and vintage that you could just use for extra ephemera to tuck in. A fussy cut of the main cluster of shells, our little seagull, the stamps, and then a larger belly band, one of my wider ones where you get that rounded oval on the belly band to use as a tuck. You can even, use it on the edge of the page where it's a small tab in a way. You could even back that with a piece of doily and really enhance the tab on it. And you glue it to the edge of your page. You get a tuck on one side. You get a tab off the edge of the page. Makes for a really fun piece, which I like. That's my favorite way to use it. But it is a gorgeous belly band smack in the middle of the page, especially on some of these backgrounds and side pieces. And then last but not least, your 11th page is actually a large die cut feel. So on the page, you know, you have the thing that go around the easy cut coloring around the cluster of shells. And then this lets you give some dimension. You can, it's fine. I personally think I'd put it on this page, but I would take one of these back pages right there on the back side of the folds, and maybe this one around, you decide that this is your centerpiece to your signature, so you have this back end, which you can't find anything else to do with it, right? So then go ahead and find the middle. You can always just glue it straight down the middle, just a little bit, fold it, and then you have sort of this 3D element. So instead of using a doily or doilies are what I think about the most. We always put, you know, paper doilies in our journals, large ones. So for something a little different, but still the same feel of something with dimension and roundness, every so often I put a large die cut in your guys' kits. And you can, there's a pale blue inked wash behind it. And so you can decide how close you want to cut it. And you have this lovely ability that way you can see, we get a little bit of shadow. You might want to back it with something before you do it, or ink it really good so that if you see it when it's folded, as you know, the fun part would be to ink it, and then you have these little spaces to put little hidey messages. Wouldn't that be fun? I don't want to fold it quite yet, but if you folded it and you only glued it down the middle, or when you got sewn in, I guess, you have these little areas that when you distressed it, you could write little notes on the back, little journaling moments on it, and that would help, technically would help decorate that page, right? Especially if you get into the middle here, say this is your middle signature, you just love the idea, you're going to write something here, you're going to write something here, whatever, we're going to put some kind of layered boxes in here, and this is the middle of your signature. This is a great way to get to the middle of your book with something new and unusual. So, that I thought would be just something really fun. You could even wrap this around your cover. You could do all kinds of fun things with it. You could Mod Podge it onto fabric, and that could help you with your cover. Instead of wrapping lace or a fabric doily around it, this could be great on a cover. As you see, like here, this Mod Podged, decoupaged, whatever, onto your cover would be really pretty too. You know, you could add more lace behind it. You could add doily around it. You just make this sort of your top piece, and you could add more and more layers on top of your fabric or your collage tissue fabric page, and this would be a great new layer on top of it. And really, you can go either way. It's a little weird with this one upside down. They are upside down, which I couldn't control that part, but yeah, no. Nope. I like that as where you try to get your middle, and that's sort of your decoration to the front, and then you have this on the back, which, you know, you may want to really glue that one down, and then just sort of we could leave that up a little more excitable. So there you go. That is your 11th page to your ephemera. Something fun and exciting to use, and I hope that, you know, you guys really enjoy that concept. So there's that, just as a fun doohickey. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Retro and Vintage Seaside Beach Journal Kit, 20 pages, up in my shop. It has all kinds of potential. I think it's going to be great to start off summer as you are planning school. For us, personally, we have about 6 more weeks of school. And so I know we're starting to itch to get to our summer. And so with that, you know, having a journal ready to go, if you know you guys are going to do some traveling, you're going to take some trips, maybe you're going to go see, go to a new continent or a new place, and it happens to be a little beachy, it happens to be a little, fun, wouldn't that be great to know that you have a journal ready to go for that? Now, with a journal, though, comes the need for words. And so what I did was, and I'm only showing the blue one because I'm probably going to want to use blue on here, but there are 3 colors in this one. This is my vacation word label kit. It comes in this gorgeous blue. It comes in the distressed pink background from Touch of Romance, and the blue and the yellow linen that I had created. And so you get a nice muted blue, yellow, and pink set of words. It's 165 word labels. It is 30 vertical in each color and 25 horizontal in each color. This has, I think I was only missing like 3, well, I guess it'd be 5 words. We're missing about 5 words down here. So I kept these a little bit more generic, except for the word Cape Cod, which I don't know why. That's what my brain kept going back to. But all the basic words are here: abroad, dream, cypress, clamping, vacation, summer, shells. Niagara is in here. Niagara Falls is a fun, watery, idea. Blossoms in spring, of course. Forest, oceanside, bathing, cypress, woodlands, cottage. So you have a nice variety. I mean, you get 150 vertical words in this kit, and like I said, about 75 of the horizontal ones. These are the standard, almost 2 inches. These are 1.3, just a little over an inch. So if you need them a little smaller, you just cut off that border, get closer to the word, and you just have that pop of pink, yellow, or blue. And it is a full kit of all 3 colors together. That way you can print out what you need, what you want. You know, always print them out and then, cut them up as a fun thing, as a happy mail. If someone, like, you're a blue girl and one of your friends is into pink, well, then cut up, print them out, cut the pink sheet up and mail it to your friend as a happy mail thing. It's all fun that way. So that is up there now. Also is the vacation words. I thought it'd be really fun. I didn't really do a lot for spring because I had stuff from last year, so I thought, why not? I haven't really done anything for vacation. So we have, like I said, summer, buttercup, daisy, cypress, resort, meadows. We have Niagara, we have Greece, we have Cape Cod. Of course, things are vintage, oceanside, seaside, sunshine, sunset. Yeah, sunset, surprise. You have forest and meadow and woodlands and brilliant, laughter, glamping, What else do we have in here? Some good words. So I just thought for something different, a little fun, a little bit of everything, because vacation is not always beach. It can be forest. It can be going abroad. Because going abroad, you're maybe really, really traveling. You may like to camp. So we did the glamping because, as girls, we like to be a little bit more than just, roughing it. But I hope these will work for you guys. It's something different. Again, I could not come across enough words, though, to do it all horizontal, all vertical. So you get a little bit of both. Like we did with the fashionable vintage words, where you got a combination of both in 2 colors. Well, you get a combination of both sizes, and you get it in 3 colors this time. So it's always a good deal. So there you go. So look for the vacation word labels. Look for the retro and vintage Seaside Beach journal kit. They're all up. So much has been going on. We have put out so many journals this week or this month. We've done spring, and we're going to sort of end with summer, even though it's raining outside as I'm recording. For winter doesn't want to quite let go, and spring is definitely trying to be wet, which is fine. We don't mind a wet spring, though I know our Sierra Nevadas here, Sierra mountains are getting snow, which is awesome because we definitely are going to need every drop of water here in California. So thank you again. This is Jolene with the Jewel Design. I appreciate every comment, every like, every subscription, every notification you turn on. It means you're following and you're watching along as we go through this month of digital reveals. And like I said, I will do my best to see if I can slip in one fun, maybe Mother's Day prep journal with me this week or next week. As Mother's Day is around the corner. There's plenty of cute little mini kits from the mini file folder journal kits that are in about 5 different botanical settings. I have the mini ephemera kits that now have the stuffed envelopes that have the built-in notebook capability if you want to make that, which is what I hope to work with you guys here soon. There's the ATC card kit if you wanted to try to get something fun out of that. Hopefully there's just enough some mini projects for you guys if you just want to make something really quickly, and you'll go check those things out. And I will definitely talk to you all very soon. Thank you again for watching. Hope you have a wonderful week. Hopefully your spring break was good. Your, 3rd week of April's been good. You had a good Easter if you celebrated it. And we will talk very soon. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.